Yeah, that leak is getting worse and worse. Welcome to episode 8. This episode almost didn't get made because I lost all the footage. I could recover most of it using recovery software, but there's still big gaps, loss of audio, and some very poor video quality. But I decided to make the best of it anyway. In this episode, we'll be replacing all the seals so we can stop fuel leaks. We'll start off with a quick clean and shut off the fuel. Then drain the fuel so we can take off all the lines and wires to start taking off the injector pump. Now I can remove this breather pipe to make space as it's attached to the cover plate. These are the bolts holding the injector pump. First we have to set it on top dead center. We can use the viewing port on the bottom to do it. There, we're on 0. Now we can unbolt these. Before removing the pump, you should take note or a picture at what timing degrees your pump is set at, so you can put it back later. Sadly, I lost the light, as I mostly do these things and after hours as I finagle it out because it's quite tight in there. And now it's time to call it a night. I got this general CAV pump seal kit because this injector pump is used on loads of different brands of tractors at a time. It's disassembly time. And here's the first seal to pick out. This cover is well stuck. Inside is a spring. You should make note on which of the 3 holes the spring is attached to each end. Now I can finally start digging in and remove the plate. The next thing to remove is a mechanism that advances the timing of the pump for startup and sets it back when it's running. This seems to be specific to Ford CAV pumps, and later on I found out the kit didn't include seals for this part. Remember this gasket, as we're going to be having troubles with it. I'm bolting these back on, so I loosen the bolt inside, holding the shaft in. Boy, that's a stubborn one. Time to step up my game. Now that everything is removed, I start the cleaning process and putting in the new seals. Some raffling through the set, and it's pretty obvious which seal I need. These little shafts have seals in them as well. They're all new seals installed. The gasket that wasn't supplied with the kit is pretty stuck on there. This is the point where I figure out the kit doesn't have the replacement. Oh well, I'll have to make one out of cardboard box later. Back to replacing seals. After reassembly, I tapped the locking plate back. The kit came with some, but the original ones seemed better quality, so I just used those. Quick check that I've assembled everything well. I still have to cut out the missing gasket out of cardboard. Now that we replaced all the seals, it's time to install the pump back on the tractor. There's a slot in gear that doesn't allow you to put in the injection pump the wrong way. Time to look up that picture of the timing degrees on the injection pump I got when I removed the pump. Almost there. Hooking up the fuel lines. After putting everything back together, everything seemed just fine. Where before it was leaking everywhere, now it's still leaking a little bit. The gasket I made from cardboard isn't working. So I went ahead and bought real gasket paper. Luckily, I don't have to remove the entire pump for this. This is a lot thicker material, so let's hope this works. Let's hope this real gasket paper does a better job. Cleaning up the fuel, so we know if we fixed the leak or not. Priming the fuel system and crossing my fingers. So far so good. After doing some work, it started leaking again. It leaks a lot less, but still leaks. So I did what I probably should have done from the beginning, which is buy the official gasket from C&H. It wasn't even expensive. Good thing you can order all these parts separate, because the kit itself is pretty expensive. So I went ahead and ordered the gasket and some other bits just for good measure. So this is the original troublemaker, together with some other possible candidates for replacement. I'm going to start with this O-ring on the banjo bolt. sure hope this one does the job. To make sure the leak is solved this time, I'm going to have to run it under load, because last time it also didn't leak until that point. And I've got just the job for that. This is definitely a load. Might as well finish up all the jobs I had waiting for this repair. Success. After having spent multiple hours under load, and also waiting for a few days, it's pretty much very dry, which is great news. So I guess the winning ticket was getting the original gasket. Even though there were multiple gaps in the movie, I think the movie still kind of worked out okay. And with that, I'm going to end the episode here. See you next time on Kepler Homestead.